with senior figures of political parties who have always been accused of pushing their grassroots supporters to agitate whenever the party feels strongly about something that hurts its fortune. Now, today, the NDC laid that notion to rest when its MPs and other senior figures took the party's concerns about results of the Techiman South parliamentary elections to the streets. They marched from Parliament House to the EC headquarters, and the purpose was simply to present a petition to the commissioners and urge them to recollate the results for that constituency. That did not end peacefully, though, as a scuffle ensued between them and the police. In the end, a scuffle ensued between them, and they were eventually prevented from accessing the EC building. This afternoon, the minority plans to do a live recollation of the results in Parliament House, which we will bring to you live here on The Pulse. Fires, though, parliamentary correspondent Joseph Opoku-Gakpo with a report on the march by the legislators.
Any police officer, we were here. We have been ignored by the Electoral Commission. Thanks to God and thanks to the future of our democracy. Any senior police officer who feels obliged can come for the petition.
So I'm just saying simply, can't they just get the leader?
Any police officer who wants to take the petition on behalf of the EC, since you allow me to go, come for it. You allow me to go and present my petition. Then take it and go and give it to her. Take it and go and give it to her.
Previously, the minority had insisted that they would only want to see a senior EC official to hand over their petition to them. After the back and forth right here in front of the premises of the EC, the minority leader is now asking that any police officer who is preventing them from getting in or feels obliged to want to take the petition can go ahead and take it. The minority leader is about to read the details of the petition right now.
I'm not presenting it to the media, I'm presenting it to the chairperson of the Electoral Commission. That we, the NDC caucus in Parliament, we are in contention and we fully align ourselves to Excellency John Dramani Mahamad's enableness to concede defeat, together with the National Executive Committee of the NDC, on the outcome of the presidential elections. This is the first time we have had election results changed 6 times by an embarrassing chairperson. So next time she comes to do her correction, we too will not accept it. Now, those of you who are aware, there is a publication in the Washington Post in the United States of America which puts the election outcome at 51%. That is erroneous and misleading because that's arithmetically and statistically inaccurate, as she herself have corrected. We have received a stated petition from our parliamentary candidate, the winner of the Techiman South parliamentary election, Christopher Beer Basonti, on the happenings in Techiman South, that on the day of the elections, long after midnight, agents of the New Patriotic Party raised issues with 3 other polling stations before collation even could commence. The returning officer later announced a change of collation center from the community center to the Inferior Hall in Techiman. That at the said collation center, the parliamentary candidates representing the agents agreed with the returning officer to resolve all the outstanding issues relating to the 5 polling stations that were raised by the returning officer and the agents of the New Patriotic Party. That during the discussion, there emerged serious differences between the agents as to how to resolve the outstanding issues. You note, as I have stated, when even the General Secretary went to Techiman and demanded certified copy of the results, statement of poll, we since up to this day do not, as a party, Christopher Beer as a candidate, have any results, yet it's been added on unjustifiably and lawfully to the New Patriotic Party to rob us of our majority in Parliament. We are demanding that pursuant to Regulation 2, 3, and 43 of the Public Elections Regulation CI 127, all results of polling centers for Techiman South be certified, collated, aggregated and declared, and whoever wins, let that person be the winner. But we will not accept the declaration that was done in the absence of our candidate, in the absence of our party, and in the absence of certified collation results of polling stations in Techiman South. In particular, pursuant to Regulation 43, the endorsed read Gazette notification and notice of clerk to Parliament be amended accordingly to reflect the true state of affairs. So the media, this is a copy. We will boycott the Electoral Commission coming forward in Parliament.
That's all.
We will boycott her and her commission in Parliament. We will not be heard. She will never be heard by us.
God bless our home.
So that's the minority leader in Parliament, Haruna Idrisu, there, reading out details of the petition that they brought to the headquarters of the Electoral Commission, which they'd been trying repeatedly to get it handed over to officials of the Electoral Commission, but that ended up not happening. What that has meant is that Mr. Idrisu went ahead to read the petition, and after reading it, he's leaving the premises.
Past to resist oppressors, rule with all our will and might forevermore. We are your MPs, so and help you to remember that you are to protect the state and not your political party.
So those are some of the conversations happening right here at the premises of the Electoral Commission. The minority leader, Haruna Idrisu, just went ahead to read the details of the petition. They were unable to present it to the officials of the Electoral Commission. He read the details of it and indicated, among others, that if the Electoral Commission refuses to hear them out, then they as well will boycott the Electoral Commission, even when they show up in Parliament to get any approval of a sort for their budget. Let's get some more reactions to the happenings here. As we speak, the minority leader is leading the team of minority MPs, even as they walk away from the premises after they were unable to present the petition. ABF Hussaini is the NDC MP for Sagmerugu. So have you eventually achieved what you wanted to get done, even as you try to present your petition? And what will be your next line of action?
Gakpo, the fact that you are even talking to me at the premises of the Electoral Commission shows that we have succeeded. We are here. I'm sure coming all the way. You saw what they tried to do to prevent us, even as MPs. But the collective strength that we showed, we managed to break through the barricade, and we are here. So I can tell you without any iota of doubt that what we sought to achieve, we have. And the good people of this country are seeing that every Ghanaian is united behind the Tifri Nana Akufo-Addo is trying to do with the Electoral Commission. The evil alliance between the MPP and the Electoral Commission to steal the verdict of the people. It's clear today that everybody is resisting that theft, and we will not allow that to happen.
But as you rightly said, if you broke through a police barricade, which was stopping you from getting to this premises, yes, that is probably something that lawmakers who are the makers of the law shouldn't do.
This is an illegal barricade mounted. On what strength of the law did the police erect the barricade? Can you tell me? Under which law? Under which act?
They insist that they were here to protect public property, and which including the premises
has been destroyed. Which public property has been destroyed? So it's a funny thing. It's one of the oppressive tactics they use against innocent people of this country.
I want you to tell me your own experience with the security team that was here. At a point in time, we saw you in a scuffle.
I was in a scuffle with them, and I managed to break through and get out. That is why I just tell you that.
And this was one of the armed officers.
Yes.
Why would you do that as an MP, engage in a scuffle with an armed police officer?
We are prepared to lay our lives down for this democracy. We will not allow anybody to suppress us. I can tell you that if we have to die to defend this democracy, we will do it. We will not allow anybody to oppress us.
Wouldn't you rather use legitimate means to protest while you are protesting, rather than breaking through a police barricade and virtually engaging in a confrontation with the police?
Article 1 of the Constitution of this Republic, which is the supreme law of the land. It says that it enjoins Ghanaians to have a bounden duty to rise up and defend our democracy. Go and look at Article 1, the sovereignty that invested in Ghanaians to defend our democracy. That is what we just did. We just did make sure that democracy, where they go and vote and they steal the votes for Nana Akufo-Addo, we will not allow that to happen. You are subverting the will of the people. You are subverting the democratic decision that the people took on December 7th.
My final clarification, just to be sure, are all the MPs safe? At a point in time, I spotted the Pusiga MP, Ladi Ayamba, fall to the ground in the course of the scuffle. There was that confrontation between the minority leader himself and one of the security guys who was repeatedly preventing him from going through. So I'm asking, is everybody safe?
It just gives you an evidence of what we are throwing against our people in an attempt to suppress their will, in an attempt to make this Tifri Nana Akufo-Addo is involved in. He's a beneficiary of theft and fraud. So and himself is orchestrating. Nana Akufo-Addo is orchestrating fraud in this country. So we will not be allowed to enjoy that fruits of the fraud and the Tifri that the Electoral Commission so seeks to bestow on him. And we are saying that not even us as MPs, we are prepared to go the full mile to ensure that the rights and freedoms accorded Ghanaians are respected by all institutions, including the police. And I'm just sending a note to the police that, you see, they should be worried because nobody is in power forever. The MPP will leave power tomorrow. And those of them who were seen at the forefront suppressing people, it will come against them.
Are you threatening the officials of the security agencies who will insist that they are just doing their job?
Anybody who is on notice to suppress the people, that he must watch his actions, because tomorrow you'll be caught to answer. And if you do that and you harm somebody unjustifiable, tomorrow you'll be caught to answer. And we are capturing them on this thing. And I'm telling you that anybody who is involved in that kind of thing must be mindful that you don't let a very reckless, greedy, corrupt regime like Nana Akufo-Addo's government come there and put you through this. We will not allow that to happen.
That's the minority spokesperson on communication, who is also the NDC MP for Sagmerugu, ABA Fuseni there. The MPs are still around here, even as they exit the premises of the Electoral Commission. They still have concerns. They're interacting among themselves, raising these issues. I'm trying to get some of the MPs, including the Pusiga MP, Ladi Ayamba, who I did see fall to the ground at a point in time. But let me just try and get a lot more reactions to the developments that we're seeing unfolding. Let's speak to the MP for Agona, that's Queen Stapoki Asoya. Honorable, thanks very much for joining us. So yourself, your colleagues are right here marching. What exactly are you hoping to achieve? All of you, the women, have also stepped out as well in support of this.
There is no democracy in Ghana anymore. The only thing we want to do is to present a petition to the EC boss. There's nothing that we are doing. We are members of parliament. We represent people. So what they want is what we will do. We just want to make sure that Techiman South is recounted or whatever it is, and to be sure that we lost or we won. I don't think it's too much to ask from the EC.
But this could have degenerated, couldn't it? Looking at the fact that the police had mounted a barricade, you put you guys
do that. We are members of parliament. Why did the police do that? And this is bad. It could have, it could have been bloody. You are right. You know,
and would they have been worth it? Would they have been worth it if it turned so?
Can't we, members of parliament, present a paper anymore to a public office? Can't we do that? I don't think we've been treated fairly. But you see, there should be democracy in Ghana. That is what we are practicing now. I think President Akufo-Addo should rethink this whole thing and know that if you are in minority, it is, you'd have to work. We cannot sit and fold our arms and say that Jane Mensah should do whatever she wants. That place has not been treated fairly. The candidate is even here. All members of parliament in minority are here. All what we are asking, we are presenting a petition. So that place is recounted. Is it too much to ask that we should be, heckled and we have to break through and stop, and nobody received
as MPs, especially when the police had mounted a barricade, did you have to break through the barricade and still?
We had to, because we wanted to present a paper, and that paper should have been received.
My colleague Joseph Opoku Gakpo now joins us live from Parliament with more on the collation exercise by the NDC MPs. Gakpo, give me a clear picture of events now with regards to minority MPs' intention to go about the collation exercise.
Begin in about 20 minutes. The conference room is being set up. Let me get a comment from the MP for North Song, Samuel Okudzeto Blackman. And thanks very much for joining us. What can we expect at this briefing that the minorities are about holding?
You can expect that we'll put out hard, incontrovertible, and unimpeachable evidence. We have all 267 pink sheets from Techiman South. All the polling station pink sheets are in our possession, and we will share that with the Ghanaian public. It will be hardcore evidence, unadulterated. We will just put it out, we will project it on our screens, and you can all follow us as we do the collation, as it's supposed to be done, as the Electoral Commissioner is supposed to have done, pursuant to Regulation 42 of CI 127, which they refuse to do. We will do that today, and by the time we are done, you will be convinced that the NDC won Techiman South. You know the presidential we won by over 6,000 votes. The parliamentary we won by more than 500 votes. We put out all the numbers today.
If I may ask, so where are these pink sheets coming from? Are these Electoral Commission certified pink sheets from the said polling stations across the country?
Yes, absolutely. You know that per CI 127, political parties are entitled to their copy of pink sheet. So it's our copy of the pink sheet. It's the duplicate of what was signed by everybody at the polling station. So you see the signatures of all the party agents, NPP, NDC, CPP, GUM, PNC, what have you, independent candidates. You see their signatures. It's the certified true copy of pink sheets that the returning officer gave to all our polling agents.
But not the collation sheet from the EC that then, details the specifics in terms of who won. And for that matter, not the summary representing, not the summary sheet representing the tally as far as the Electoral Commission's own work in Techiman South is concerned.
Yes, because as you know, our contention is that there has been no collation. And that midnight declaration that was done cannot hold. You heard the Electoral Commission herself on the 9th of December tell the whole world that the result she was declaring was without Techiman South.
Presidential.
Yes.
Presidential.
Yes.
For parliamentary,
there was still no, at that time, December 9th, there was no declaration for parliamentary. Remember that the soldiers had been deployed. They opened fire on unarmed civilians. The 2 people died on the spot. 9 were rushed to hospital. 1 died the next day. So there was no collation. There was total pandemonium at the collation center. And so there was no collation for both presidential and parliamentary. We were waiting, standing by for the Electoral Commissioner to call us. First time to CI 127. The party agents come. We are going to do collation. We are going to do declaration, after which we shall all sign. That's what happens in all 275 constituencies. Why is Techiman South an exception?
Just to be clear, when the Electoral Commission put out the details of how many seats each of the NDC and the NPP and the independents have won, they counted Techiman South as one of those that went for the NPP, at least in the full breakdown that they gave represents the various constituencies. If your position that was an error of a sort, or your position is that it's a case of results that are inaccurate that have been declared in Techiman South, which has given Martin Ejimens a considered victory.
As you know, this Electoral Commission is the most discredited. They continue to commit comedy of error. So take that tabulation they did of 137 for MPP as one of the comedy of errors, which they will have to correct. You have not done collation, you have not done declaration, and then you go and give a seat to the MPP. We insist that we want that seat. And we will prove to you, why is it that up to now, the Electoral Commission, we challenge them for days now, put out, you say you declare for the MPP. By what margin? By what numbers? Put out the numbers and let's know. Let's know by how much in terms of real figures that the MPP wants us to. Put the numbers out. Even you in the media, you don't have it. You don't have it. Did Matthew J. Costa win by 20 votes, 2,000 votes, 300 votes? What are the numbers? Now, even the MPP, the last time the head of coalition appeared on Metro TV, when he was asked, okay, you say you have all the results. Where is the Techiman South result? He said they have only the presidential. Mr. Joe Anochi, the NCA boss, could not put out the parliamentary. It tells you that, look, why is parliamentary results shrouded in such secrecy? And yet you have hurriedly gone to declare it for, because they know that Techiman South, that's really the balance of power. Once Techiman South is properly declared, it swings to the NDC's favor. The NDC will have a clear 138 majority. MPP will have only 136 seats. It doesn't matter what the independent candidate does. And it means that we will then be able to elect a speaker, and we will have to chair all the committees. Yeah. I mean, you look, the Ghanaian people have decided it's not for the MPP in cahoots with the EC to play these games and engage in these shenanigans. The Ghanaian people have said clearly that we have voted for change, go and be majority in parliament, and we are determined to protect the people's verdict. We will, at the peril of our lives, prevent the subversion of the true will of the Ghanaian people.
Which is why you thought to do this morning, I guess, because he could have turned into something else, couldn't it? To the extent that you had a petition which you could have submitted to the Electoral Commission, probably without incident. Was it really worth it doing the march, being prevented by the police, breaking through the barricade, and still showing up and asking that the EC officials come around and come and take whatever petition?
This is a democratic and free country. What happened earlier today is a big, big shame. It has really dwarfed our democratic credentials. I mean, you send the police to stop members of parliament, to use brute force. I mean, then the electoral commissioner herself refuses to come out and receive the petition, and she thinks that she will come and appear before us and expect her budget to be approved, expect courtesy from parliament. This is such a disgraceful conduct. Today is another law. Look, since this election was conducted on December 7th, you have seen the conduct, the misuse of state security, the killing, the shoot-to-kill order, the deliberate subversion, distortion, all the numbers that don't add up, the comedy of error, the basic arithmetic, disaster that we have seen. It's so disgraceful, and it continues. But we have a message for Jean Mensa that the 8th Parliament has taken judicial notice of her contempt of Parliament today. And she should expect that how she has treated Parliament today, she should expect that Parliament will reciprocate. So, just a final question. I know you need to quickly get back into the room as you guys put together your details and all. Was she aware you were coming to the AP premises to present the petition? Absolutely. Absolutely. Jim Mensa was aware. Absolutely. The minority leader signed, personally signed a notice to her, to the commission, which was duly received. We have the evidence that they received it, and she knew that we were coming to. I'm pulling out that document in terms of the letter that the minority leader actually sent to the Electoral Commission, and it says, "Dear Madam, notice of presentation of petition by minority caucus," and it goes on to say, "I extend to you the compliments of the minority, and I wish to inform you that the minority caucus will be working from Parliament to the office of the EC in Accra on Tuesday, 22nd December 2020 at 10 a.m. to present to the Commission a petition on the purported declaration of the results of the parliamentary elections for Techiman South. Kindly accept the assurances of the caucus, yours faithfully, and Harun Idris, Honorable Minority Leader," and then it's signed. The receipt date is the 22nd of December, as we see on here, with the stamp of the Electoral Commission. So you deliver a letter today, and we expect it to be ready for you by 10 a.m. So then show up to come have a conversation with them, present a petition to her. Yeah, why not? Is today not a working day? I mean, why not? Which law, which aspect of the Constitution prevents? I mean, look, but was this document delivered to her before you walked to the premises? Yes. Or you went into the premises probably with the document? No. As you can see from the stamp, and remember that we had this received copy available, which we showed you, who covered the match to the Electoral Commission. We had sent this more than 2 hours prior to us proceeding with. And isn't that enough notification more than enough members of Parliament showing up at the offices of the EC? For they had their own agenda for the day. We've seen notification that the EC officials had indicated that they have to take a break for the Christmas festivities and all. So you are hoping that the 2-hour notification will be enough for them to be ready for it? Look, we had already advertised our action even prior to us sending them this notification. It's no excuse. You're telling me that a commission of more than 5 commissioners, you have staff, you have all these directors. You could not, even if the commissioners are busy, they could not assign delegate an officer to come and receive a petition. It's just, let's treat them contemptuously. Let us continue to hide from the evidence. Let us continue to shirk our responsibilities. Let us continue with the tyranny and the clear underhand dealings. We will not collate Techiman South. And can you imagine that? Look, there are 2 main parties in this contestation. The MPP sent a petition on Banda constituency. Thrice, the Electoral Commission did recollation. Before after declaration? After declaration. After they did one at the district office, did one at the regional capital, did the third one at the national capital, the EC headquarters. So you respond to the MPP's petition, you do recollation because you were of the belief, and you had heard the regional chairman Abronya say that they believe they want Panda. So they thought that state will flip in the MPP's direction. So granted the MPP their petition, did recollation. We are saying just do one collation. Carry out your mandate. Pursuant to CI 127, and you deny us. I mean, what kind of banana republic is this? And these are public officers who are being paid by the taxpayer, and they have no shame, and they think that they can expect cooperation from Parliament. From the midnight of January 6th, they think that they are illegitimate declared member of Parliament will be allowed in this chamber. They think that the NDC will accept that we are a minority party. They really must see us as some zombies.
And so that's Samuel Ekujeta Blackwa is the MP for North Song. That briefing is expected to begin in the next 30 minutes, and it will be live with the details. Aisha.
To begin, let me gauge your mood on the MP's posture after they were denied entry to the EC headquarters. Gakpo, if you can hear me, I'm just asking you to tell me how the MP's posture looks like after they were denied entry to the EC headquarters to present their petition.
Denied entry. What the minority leader, Harry Idris, was from the petition to the media right outside the premises of the Election Commission. And then he handed over.
We'll try and get Gakpo back on the line to tell us more about what is happening in Parliament. You've heard him speak with some members of Parliament who were part of the protest this afternoon. They were denied access to the EC headquarters. You've heard them complain bitterly about how they were treated. Gakpo will join us much more later with more on this one. Plus, the coalition of pink sheets by the NDC, which is happening in Parliament. We'll be taking you live over there. You have no reason to miss that one.